Welcome, fellow castigators, to Brotocracy. I am here with Jensen, and I am here with the beauteous and ever so lickable Micah.
Dude, that... No. Nah.
You're not lickable?
I hope not.
So,
People able to lick you?
here's a couple things I saw. These are not in
Here's
the
a couple.
links, but I saw them like right before we started, so I thought, well, we'll throw them in there. We'll talk about them real quick before we get to our first news article. But the first thing I saw was Starbucks is going cashless. Starting October 1st, they will not be accepting cash
Illegal.
at any of their locations, which, yes, sounds rather illegal, you think, because cash is the legal tender in this country. That would be
Not
wrong, but
visual numbers.
apparently they expect to get away with this one. But I mean, that's crazy.
Bro, that crazy.
All these globalists and their globalist agenda.
Trying to get you on their banking systems.
Can't even buy a coffee with my crisp $2 bill anymore. That's wild. It's wild.
That is... I don't know the proportion of cash moolah to credit cards.
I don't either, but it's
Starbucks.
it's scary because I could see, if this works, I could see other big companies adopting it and not realizing that Starbucks has a very specific demographic, because it's absolutely going to work for Starbucks. But you think all the weird white women are just going to stop paying for Starbucks? Please. Like, it's going to work, and it's not, the company's not going to take a hit.
I don't even know why they're doing that.
They will literally not boycott Starbucks for anything. Doesn't matter the issue. They are unboycottable. It's crazy.
They say the reason behind it. There's like, it's too hard to calculate hard cash.
No. I don't know. But it sure sounds illegal, so I'm not sure if I trust this. But if for some weird reason it is legal, I mean, I could definitely see it working for them, and then them, other companies trying to push that because, oh, look, we work for Starbucks, and, what are people going to do, not pay for things?
Yeah.
Even illegals have credit cards. It's not like,
Hand them out like candy.
So there's that.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of maybe would be not comparable, but like something to look to would be back when, was it the coal monopoly or something like that? It's like big business had monopoly over coal miners, and then they basically got paid in like their business's currency, so they could only buy stuff from businesses that they owned that would take their currency, and
Right.
it wasn't like U.S. currency. So they were basically forcing you to be kind of a slave.
Bison
Um,
bucks.
Yeah. Um, and so I think that got tamped down like legally.
I think your mom got tamped down legally.
So
Right. Yeah. Like I'm not sure how much I believe this because I feel like here in America, at least, somebody will get involved pretty quickly.
yeah, we are getting forcing the public to basically go to a third party in order to buy something from your establishment. So I don't know if that's legal. If you're like a business who supposedly has a business license or whatever you need,
Right.
government's got to the government has to recognize you as a business, and it has to tax people when you buy things from the business. So they got to play by some rules, I would imagine.
One would imagine.
But I don't know.
I don't know, man. Okay, next story. There's a video of Biden putting on a MAGA hat. And he's got a huge, huge grin on his face. And everybody's using it to joke that he supports Trump. Now, obviously, I think, we could safely assume that he has no idea what he's doing in this video. But it's still
Hilarious.
pretty hilarious to watch.
He doesn't like Kamala so much that he's like, all right, guys, this whole time I was just playing it up. In reality, I like Trump. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, there's a funny little video there. If the audience wants to see it, go on Betting Johnson's Twitter. He's got it in there. The other thing is that AP posted an article about 7 hours ago that says election officials warn that widespread problems with the U.S. mail system could disrupt voting. Totally
That
not
sucks.
setting the stage. Because, if Taylor Swift and the rigged debate weren't enough to make a bounce for Kamala, then they can just steal the election like last time.
Why are they relying on the U.S. mail service? That's like the worst.
It's so unreliable.
It's so bad. Who trusts that? I don't understand.
I'm finally able to launch Dead by Daylight.
It's stupid. But I could totally see them see this as prep. Because the mainstream media is under their thumb, and that's what they do. The next order of business is to point out... Can't get this stupid... Hold on.
Oh, yeah?
Go, damn it! Sorry, I was having a hard time getting the plane off the ground once I had landed it. Anyway, it's important to note that it's 9/11.
Oh yeah. 9/11. We need to pull up the Norm Macdonald clip. I think that's what we need to do. Come on.
So about 23 years ago today, the absolute travesty happened. where the Twin Towers were rammed into
by Muslims. They weren't setting their best back in the day.
So many people died. Weirdly enough, I saw something yesterday that even though this happened in New York, no Jews died. Very odd. But we're not going to talk about that.
They got a heads up from
Well, that's the conspiracy
Bush.
theory. They call it the Jew call. And there was, I think, a senator claimed that he got, quote, the Jew call.
Did you hear it?
His words,
Oh,
not mine.
What?
I didn't hear it.
Hold on.
I can hear it from the other room, Jensen, but it's not coming through Discord.
Are you serious?
You gotta turn off mic monitoring or whatever.
Why isn't it? We want to. That's lame.
Oh, lame.
Dang it.
Anyway, quite a travesty. Trump, Kamala, JD Vance were at the memorial.
Ah. And Joe Biden?
He was shaking
Yes,
hands
Joe
with
Biden
them
was
all.
also there.
With the Trump hat?
No.
No.
Darn.
But there was some, one of the survivors' families roasted Biden while they were up on the podium, which I thought was very funny. Because he had told some, I think he told some reporter or something. He was talking about his schedule, and he's like, well, I'm going to do this thing, and then tomorrow I'm going to do the 9/11.
Gonna do the 9/11.
Which is a pretty funny way of putting it. Gonna do 9/11.
Oh no, bro. 9/11 2.0.
Yeah, Joe Biden's gonna do it.
Crazy old man.
So he got roasted for that. But
He got roasted.
and Trump got cheered on by some lunatics without decorum.
Oh.
But at least we know who the crowd was happy to see.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. I wasn't
Thank-
exploding for a second. I wondered what happened. I crashed into a bigger tower and I didn't explode. It took a second.
Dude,
Delayed reaction. Must have been the thermite I packed on the plane.
Yeah.
Knew I shouldn't have done that.
Should have packed an extra bomb vest. Just to make sure.
Well, before we get to the first article, let's just talk about the debate. For those who were not with us last night and heard all of our thoughts in real time, that was fun. It was very frustrating, but it was fun. It was crazy. I'll say that. Obviously rigged. And I know people always say that about debates. They just do. But
Yeah.
I'm not being funky here.
No, it's
Like
pretty
they
obvious.
were fact-checking, which moderators are not supposed to do. In a debate, you're just supposed to let them go and argue with each other. But they were constantly trying to fact-check Trump. They never did it to Kamala. They did a whole lie count with it when it was over. They said that Trump had lied 33 times, Kamala once. They're not even good at lying themselves. They're like, well, throw in one lie for her to make it look real. Yeah, that's not good enough. Idiots. And it got to the point where, like, Trump was debating the moderators more than anyone.
Yeah, he addressed them by name.
Because they kept going, nuh-uh. They kept cutting across me. He'd say something, they go, nuh-uh. Like, what kind of moderators are these?
Excuse me, David. I own this place. Okay. I own you. Oh my.
Ridiculous. Unacceptable.
Oh my gosh, 50 gigabyte update, dude. That is.
Have you not even started it yet?
I had to transfer it over.
Oh my gosh. Micah.
Well, I'm in.
I mean, wait a second. Hold up.
Your mother.
What was I saying?
I did not like the isolation chamber that they were in. Very weird.
What?
Yeah.
They were in a small room, just like staring at each other.
Mama's in his room staring at each other.
But I'm kind of wondering why this happened. I mean, did Trump's people not know this was a trap?
Look at this happen.
You know
I
what
think
I
they
mean?
were probably just overconfident. Honestly.
I guess. Because they never should have done that. Because I think, I mean, you know, he did well, but I think it was ultimately bad for him. Because she was getting defended left and right by the moderators. She was, you know, had all these scripted answers. It was just the scripted Kamala show instead of an actual
telling
real debate.
hypothetical sad story.
Yeah, pretty much. It was. I don't know. I mean, I think Trump being able to go into anywhere and then just absolutely hold his own no matter what the circumstances are, no matter who's talking with him, no matter how many people are ganging up on him, is like that just proves to me, you know, his competency. But other people don't see it like that because they're dumb. They're like,
They just see, oh, he's a big loser.
The moderator is fact-checking and Kamala is scripting and saying big vague stuff. Oh yeah, totally. Oh, Trump, he's only moderately doing okay. It's like, you understand everything around him is like against him, and he's still holding his own. Like, what?
Yeah, I know. I thought it was amazing
Just
how well he
imagine.
did. I'm always impressed by how good he is at avoiding traps and how good he is at answering questions. Like, he answers in a way where you can tell he's always in control, because like
Right.
he never answers a question 100% directly. Never. Because it's a way of answering the question without playing their game.
Yep.
Which is for sure the way to do it. So yeah, I mean, he did great, but obviously for all the normies out there, it was bad. You know, like he was definitely not winning over anyone who was undecided, in the middle. Like that was just highly unfortunate because it was just rigged through and through.
Yeah.
And the amount of
the framing.
And I could see Kamala winning just because of the woman vote. Like I saw someone tweet, Kamala's so smug and insufferable, who would go for this? And it's like, dude, all the women
Women would go for that.
The women, yeah, I was watching her like, okay, the women will love this. Obviously. Because she fights like, an emotional wreck. She fights like they do. There's no sense of logic or evidence. It's about how you're feeling.
When the Republic is remade, we'll know what not to do next time.
Yeah, if we can get that far, it's more likely that she gets elected, we get plunged into World War III, and then all of the good men die.
Yeah, obviously, she is most definitely going to get the women vote because of how many freaking sad hypothetical stories she told. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, no proof for any of those stories, no names, all just hearsay garbage.
Just hypotheticals.
Just a woman bleeding on the side of the road. Like, what are you talking about, woman?
Waiting in a hospital in the parking lot in her van from a mortal wound, dying.
It's like, that doesn't happen.
What?
We have emergency rooms in this country. Like, what are you talking about?
I guarantee you none of them are filled up. Whenever I've gone into a hospital, it's never been like even remotely filled up.
Yeah, you might have to wait depending on your injury, but if you're actively bleeding, you're gonna get in there.
Yeah, you are.
Like, come on. What are you saying about the healthcare system?
Socialism will fix all that.
Oh,
Come on,
please.
Emergency services, social healthcare systems.
But anyway,
the best.
Obviously, the woman vote is not enough to win because there's simply not enough women. But thanks to feminism, I'm just thinking about all the cuck husbands out there. Like, if she gets all the women, all the little cuck dudes, that might just be just enough to win fairly. Like,
I mean,
seriously.
I don't know if all the women are going to like her. I'd say probably like half the women. Because half, I feel like half of women,
all women,
half of women in America are probably not unstable. Well, no, I don't know. I have optimism in the fact that not all women are, that way. But I don't know. Social media is pretty much manipulated a lot of them.
Right.
To be just the absolute worst. It's brain rotted.
I could see it. I think
dang it.
there's a lot of confidence in Trump, and that's warranted, but I'm going to be... I think realistically it's going to be closer than anyone would like to believe, honestly.
Yeah, well, if there wasn't there wasn't like 2 week out voting, and people actually had to like get up and be proactive in voting.
Right.
I mean, like Trump would definitely have a lead because a lot of the lazy bums now have a way to vote without doing anything. And then that brings up an entire new window of opportunity for malicious actors manipulating said votes. So,
Right.
yeah, it's just I
Come on,
I
you
don't
guys
trust
need to
it
get
at
into
all.
the game. I'm getting destroyed here because my team sucks. Balls.
I don't trust any state that's doing like 2 week out voting, mail-in, an abundance of
Right.
mail-in stuff
And
for
vice
no
versa.
reason.
I
I just don't
I
trust it.
don't trust anyone that can, like, can't get their votes counted. Like,
Yeah,
like both ends are bad. If you're
like
taking too long
voter
to
ID.
count, or if you're counting early, like that's awful. You're cheating.
Well, we used to be able to count like super fast
Yeah,
and
it should take a
no
few
issue.
hours.
And now all of a sudden, like, oh, it's got a couple days, maybe even a week till we know. I don't know. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's absurd. They have the resources. Yeah, no, I could see this being bad.
it really just
I don't want to
depends.
black pill or fearmonger. That's not what I'm after. I'm just saying I could see it.
It really depends
No,
on the
I'm just-
circumstances of the voting.
Oh! Let's go!
Well, I mean, what do you mean?
Like, if the majority of states had same-day voting and only exceptions for mail-in,
Yes!
or very, very good exceptions for the mail-in ballot type stuff with voter identification, and accurate poll watching, right? Under those circumstances, I think Trump is definitely going to win. And even if he doesn't win, I would be more accepting of, her presidency, right? I'd be like, okay,
Right.
fair and square.
Might
need to
move
work
away,
harder.
but accept it under
Right.
fair
We
circumstances.
need to work on our cultural problems here because this is whack. But they want to play all these different games and then they want to skew everything. It's like, well, if you're not going to play by the rules, then why should we play by the rules?
Right.
So this election is definitely going to put things in perspective on where we're at.
No,
the
I
Americans,
think
Look at that.
I think fairly it's, likely gonna be, I think it's likely that it would be Trump. But I don't think it's necessarily going to be fair.
I think it'll be less skewed because COVID is not a thing, and more states are adopting, proactively, like, voting laws that are better, so I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I'll be a Debbie Downer.
Doobie 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 doo.
I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I'm just
Be a Debbie
I'm
Upper.
just being
Debbie
realistic.
Downer.
I was, reading the responses Kamal was getting, and it was pretty discouraging.
Bosses from who? Twitter no lives?
I mean, yes, I know the internet is like not a reflection of the real world, so you can't take it at face value.
Where's the worst place to get like a public's opinion on a thing?
I don't
Just-
think Twitter's
it's not accurate.
there are definitely worse ones than Twitter. I think. Well, okay, so I think the problem is there's no good place on the internet to get like a good idea of what the general public thinks is.
The general public is not going to be on like forums talking about this stuff.
Well,
They're just gonna
that's
have
what I'm saying. There's
Very
no
vague
there's no
understanding.
place on the internet that is good for it. So actually, I would posit that Twitter is the best place. Because if the internet is just generally not a good place to find it, out of all the sites, Twitter is going to be, it's not a reflection of reality at all, but it's going to be the closest.
I feel like
It's not going to be close. I'm just telling, I'm not saying you should
I feel
get
like
your...
you'd have better luck either with a bunch of different polling statistics or the betting website that bets on who's going to win. People actually put money towards who they think.
I don't think
So-
the internet will be accurate at all.
I think the betting sites is going to give you more accurate.
We do not encourage that you go on betting sites.
No, just to look at the odds, not to
But no.
put money towards.
I'm not encouraging that you try and get a good look of what people think from the internet. I'm just saying you could do much worse than Twitter with just about anything. Like Facebook's gonna be worse, Instagram's gonna be worse,
Oh, Instagram's gonna be terrible.
TikTok's gonna be worse. Like Reddit's gonna be worse. Like all of those are gonna be more skewed than Twitter, which at least has some level of freedom to it.
Yeah, I would agree. Twitter's the best of the bad.
Yeah, because it's the internet. It
platform.
all sucks.
Right.
But if you're gonna have to do social media, if you're gonna have to waste your life with social media, at least make it Twitter,
I suppose.
which is something I never thought that I would say. Because back in the day, when social media started to become popular, Twitter was definitely one of my least favorites. I had an account
Yep.
that I deleted after like only a few weeks because it sucked so much.
Elon's bringing it back.
But yeah, I don't know. Elon revamped it. Elon's letting people say gamer words.
Yeah, but everybody's saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's the same old Twitter," and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the same old Twitter if it's being controlled by feds. Like
Pretty much.
that was old Twitter. Was the higher ups getting in bed with the government and doing whatever they were asked with that, so it's nothing like old Twitter.
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement. I mean, if nothing else, it should be advocating for freedom of speech, as the U.S. recognizes it. Freedom of speech. So, like, U.S. law applied freedom of speech to Twitter type deal. It's probably the best way to curate that type of website.
Yeah.
And if other countries don't like it, then they can screw off.
Well, they usually don't.
Right.
Which is another problem. I mean, that's TikTok. It's whatever China wants. It's basically old Twitter controlled by a worse government. It's pretty much what that is. It's not good for anyone.
No, Twitter is Twitter is probably, or no, not Twitter. TikTok is probably the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
Social
it
media.
for about a year, and it is
Social media.
definitely the most, like, just full of the most disgusting, most heinous. It's like the video version of Reddit. It is just full of the worst takes.
Good thing Tommy's not here, because I'm pretty sure he's on Reddit. He might disagree.
Of course, he's on Reddit.
Reddit's pretty disgusting.
I think he looks at it for memes, though.
I use Reddit for information, but I don't like check it like it's social media. I just use it when I need it.
Yeah. It's so insidious how it manipulates young people and acts like digital,
Indeed.
like drugs,
Yeah, digital crack.
pretty much.
I mean, what an insane combination. Like, not only is it like looking to control and curate and obfuscate, but at the same time you're becoming actively addicted.
Mhm.
It's like the perfect storm. You know?
Yeah, it's real bad.
Oh, what? No. It is real bad.
Yep. I wonder if they're still banning TikTok. You government.
I think
It's
so, as of
still
right now.
on the legislator. It hasn't happened yet, though. Haven't heard anything for a while, but
They might just sell it to a U.S. company, probably.
yeah, I mean that's what it would do. It's not banning TikTok. It's saying you either have to sell it or kill it. Is what it's saying. And
Yes, going to be buying stocks in the
was
company who buys
really-
TikTok.
And so far, the owners of TikTok have said that they are not going to sell it to anyone, which is really interesting. And I hope that's true, because I'm really hoping no one buys it. Because then all you're going to get is just the same old garbage being wielded by a different master who will be nefarious in the same or different ways. Like, it's not going to be better. So I was hoping it would just kind of die. And I know it's like, it's a Hydra. Something else is going to take its place. You've got YouTube Shorts, you've got Instagram Reels, you've got it on Facebook. But I think the short term could be the short term absence of TikTok in people's lives could be good enough for this generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be a net positive
Like, just
in the social media.
like, even if they have to
environment.
touch grass for like a month or something. And plus, the other ones aren't as bad. I mean, Instagram's pretty bad, but it's not. You know, there's no freedom of speech, and it seems to And the algorithm is easier to control. It's not 100% controllable, but it's easier to. Because, like, TikTok gives you the... I don't know what you want to call it. The illusion of control. Like, that's one of the reasons that I deleted it, was because it was just so frustrating. Because TikTok has boosted content. So you can change the algorithm to some extent, but you will never not stop seeing all the gay stuff and anything else that they want you to see. And it's always something really, really degenerate. Like, it's always boosting the transgender content. It's always encouraging teenagers to take all their clothes off and dance around. It's crazy. Like, it is the absolute worst.
Right.
So no matter what you do, even if you're just doing it because, I hear people, Christians say, oh, I just use it for the funny videos. And it's like, dude, I know better. I know that no matter how much you've curated your algorithm to some extent, like, you're still seeing the most disgusting man-made horrors beyond our comprehension.
Yeah, I mean, the artificial algorithm that they push on people is definitely whack. But I don't know. I think I really don't know. I think the short content in general is just really bad for, like, people's health, like their brain health, or mental health, I guess.
Yeah, it is literally not healthy for you.
Right.
It is a physical detriment.
Yeah, I think a little bit of moderation in doing that is fine, but it
Yeah, but
never,
who's gonna do that?
Right. It's never that way.
Nobody's mindful enough to realize it, and if they're told, they just deny it, or they think, "Oh, that couldn't happen to me." Every time.
Well, there's definitely exceptions to controlling, like, people who can control themselves and how much they consume of short content. But that comes mostly with age. So the younger you are, the more susceptible you are to, just basically habitually create really bad habits in that environment. Like, I can watch a short or two on YouTube, be like, oh, okay, that was cool information, or teaching me something, or something funny.
Right.
And then I don't watch it anymore. No more shorts. I just watch, like, one or two.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't have it on my phone. So, like, if I watch a short, it's once in every blue moon, and it's just one. It's just whatever one I've clicked on.
Yeah. So you have self-control, but that comes with age. So, again, we can kind of come back to, like, should social media be age gated or whatever you want to call it, and how do you enforce that type of deal? But practically and principally, two different.
I'm for it. You know that. I
Yeah,
know it.
I think-
I know it's kind of un-American, but I personally feel that this is different, because I feel like this is about. It's not just about America. It's about, like, the future of the world.
It's like public health.
It's so much broader than, whatever.
It's public
freedom.
health crisis. Yeah. I mean, practically, I would just advocate for parents actually, watching their kids and.
Right, I would too, but that's Golly, unfortunately, that's not practical. I wish it was. I'll tell you, this is anecdotal evidence, but I'll just tell you, just to give people an idea of what it's like. I went to a family reunion. It wasn't my family. It was somebody else's family. I know it's weird to be at somebody else's family reunion, but the reunion was centered around a particular event and a particular person. So I was there for a friend, which already shows the dynamic a little bit, because it wasn't like a wedding or anything, and inviting friends to a family reunion is weird. I didn't even know that it was gonna be, and I showed up and I was like, what? Like, I shouldn't be here at all. Like, spend time with your family, you absolute weirdo. But anyway, so yeah, that already tells you something about the dynamic. But there were these kids there, and I mean, literally anyone younger than like 15 was on some kind of a device. And I mean, literally, like, these like 6 and 7 year olds on iPads on YouTube Shorts.
Oh my gosh.
And they're watching all this. I mean, it doesn't even, like, nothing in particular. It's not like they're looking through a channel or it's been curated in some way. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it is, because it's, still bad for your brain, and YouTube kids simply can't be trusted. But they were using just regular YouTube and was watching all of these
just random.
And I sat down. I got tired and I sat down on a couch next to one of the kids, and I mean, he was just scrolling like mad. It was insane. And he was just
lost in the sauce.
He was like experiencing all this adult content at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Like, he was just learning so much about the world at Mach speed. And it was just one of the most depressing things I've ever seen, because the parents didn't really seem to care at all. This kid wasn't, playing with his cousins, interacting with anybody. And it was all the kids. It was all of them. They weren't running around being goofy, getting into trouble, setting things on fire. No! They were on their iPad with their freaking Mr. Beast brain rot. And it was just really depressing. Because it was like, okay, these are... Like, this is like a Christian family gathering. And these parents don't know the dangers, and they don't really care enough to put enough thought into it to figure it out.
Just
It's very sad. Like, I tell you, if you keep your kids off devices, you keep them away from the modern world, you homeschool them, they're gonna rule the world someday.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, they're
insane out
definitely
there.
gonna be more. They're just gonna be
This
actual human beings with independent
Right,
thoughts
right?
and
like
longer attention spans.
like these 7-year-olds are gonna be, that we're seeing, are just gonna be the dumbest generation ever.
Yeah,
They're gonna be so dumb.
I could just imagine, because like, ever since the internet has like come up in the world, there's a lot of like social isolation going on for like kids that grow up in that.
Mm-hmm.
like real.
Yeah, I love that.
interaction with
People always made fun of homeschoolers, and then they figured out how to be worse than them.
Yeah. So I could just imagine the absolute horror that is going to be in like 10 years when the iPad generation just grows up.
Right. Imagine these people voting. I mean, how,
Dude.
like, you know, I don't mean to blackpill you again, but like, how is the empire not supposed to fall?
Dude, this is why.
How can we trust the next generation to, you know, not
This is
blow it
why
apart as
voting-
soon as they can vote?
This is why voting is a privilege, not a right.
You're right.
I look. I don't have an argument for whether it's right or privilege, but I feel like you need at least a basic understanding of our country, Constitution, what you're voting for, type of deal. Like, doesn't have to be crazy. It's like, you can't make tests because that's like IQ tests back in the day. It's like people just. It's just not gonna
What's
work.
bad about that?
Well, so manipulating the IQ test to see if you can vote back in the day, they used that to like stop ethnicities from voting and stuff like that. So I mean, I get it,
Yikes.
but like you don't need an IQ test. Just understand.
But if you're
basic
tromping around
concept
at
of the
McDonald's going, can I ask you a question? Maybe you shouldn't vote.
Right. If you can't speak English, at least somewhat grammatically correct, I don't know, man. Like you're voting for American ideals, ideally, right?
American ideals.
Voting for American ideals.
Let me be dear. But yeah. So I don't know. I think just understand the Constitution somewhat. I don't know, 25%, right? Is that too much to ask? Because that's like the basis
It must be.
of our country. People don't know what the Constitution is. They don't know the individual rights that are in the Constitution, yet they're voting. Like, I don't know, dude.
It's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, we're doomed.
We're doomed. You heard it here on the Gas Mask podcast first, folks. We're doomed. That's it. Forget it. Pack it up. Go away.
Wasn't it like Benjamin Franklin that was like, Constitution only works for moral and righteous people or moral and religious people or something like
I
that?
think that was John Adams, actually.
John Adams. It's one of those guys. Dude, they were right. He was right.
No, he's right. Yeah, it only works for immoral
Right.
people.
Yep. Because just all this vapid, atheistic, everything subjective is just poison.
Right. You made me lose my train of thought with that quote. I mean, okay, oh, I remember. Okay, so, I mean, like, it's kind of hard to predict what comes next, though, because it's like, are there any countries doing much better with this social media business? Civilized countries, I mean.
What do you mean by that? You racist?
Well, I don't mean.
Are you saying that some countries?
Well, I
are
mean, I'm not talking
civilized?
about like some African country that doesn't have social media, but it's technologically like 100 years behind us. I'm not talking about that. I mean, like, comparable countries, Asian countries, European countries. Is there anyone who's not struggling with the ideologies of social media? Some more than others, obviously, but they're all ultimately
Well-
having the same struggle, aren't they?
Well, China.
Are we just gonna get
funny
whooped by
enough-
China? Is the whole world gonna
China,
get
funny-
whooped by China because we're all a
Funny
bunch of
enough-
addicts?
They have enforced. I don't know if they've. I don't know if they've stopped this, but I heard that they basically forced a curfew for I think it was it kids or was it everyone? I think it was kids that they could only play games for a certain amount of hours a day or something like that. That's like legally enforced.
Interesting.
And not to say they did it for any good intentions, probably just because they need workers and
Right.
you know they want to control you, stuff like that. But they have done stuff like that where they've basically moderated the amount of time or what you can use and like what your kids can use, and that's like on the other extreme where it's very authoritarian, like top-down control
Right.
on internet access.
But their evil may ultimately beat us inadvertently.
Well, yeah.
Is
Right.
the
So
unfortunate thing.
their kids are going to benefit in some ways from that overreach because they're forced to actually touch grass more.
Yeah, become capable human beings.
Right. Just worker bees, but better than zombified humans, I suppose. So that's the only thing it comes to mind. Other European countries, they kind of just overstep as well, but it's very arbitrary. Like, oh, you said a naughty word.
Yeah, it's
You
all
get
about
5 years in jail.
words. It's not about trying to keep kids from the platform. It's not about trying to eschew addictive content. It's never about the right things.
Right.
It's all about curating the ideology.
Yeah, that's why I'm hesitant to try to get a federal or a state push,
Right. Because it's like, it's a good idea, but can we trust them to
right,
do
moderate
the
internet
right thing?
access.
Or are they just going to attack it from the wrong angle and make the problem worse?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
We didn't. There's no fixing this.
I mean, if you consider social media to be a public forum, like a public park, then you can presumably enforce age verification because is it illegal for actually, well, maybe it isn't illegal for kids to be unsupervised in public places.
That's not
by
illegal.
a technicality, because parents can't neglect their children.
Right.
Like it isn't like Japan where we can send off our kids to, go do the grocery shopping. That would be illegal.
Yeah. So you could do like parental neglect, but I don't know how you would even quantify that.
They do.
So like exposing your children to the worst of the worst publicly by just allowing them to go on there without moderation. I don't know.
Right. Because you let them have a phone because every other kid has one. They get their TikToks, and then,
It's
within
just
Snapchat
5
and
days
their-
they're on the fart fetish group. I'm not even exaggerating. Tale as old
Always
as time
Snapchat.
at this point.
Sailors all this time. Not the Reddit boards. The fart fetish Reddit boards.
The fart
And it's
board.
just poison. It's poison.
Fart board.
All right, I guess that's enough about that.
You don't know what those kids do.
Magic kids, as your wife.
Why is this dude wearing a crop top? That's disgusting.
Yo.
I'm playing Dead by Daylight.
Micah, how close are you
That's
to the
nasty.
update?
Totally.
Like his midriff is gross and hairy.
Huh?
Like, why? Why?
I am not close.
How come you change your
close
internet
now?
and it still sucks?
It's 50 gigabytes, man.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I would not count on me playing Dead by Daylight.
Bruh, it took me like 3
I've-
minutes to download that.
I've not won a single match.
That's rough.
Alright, I suppose I should...
Just start cleaning your room. Everyone that's listening to this podcast, start cleaning your room. Talk to your local people. Form a community that can
Starting to sound
arise
like Tommy.
to the occasion. Rise to the occasion if need be. There you go. Also, suicide hotline is
No. You gotta do it right. It's okay. So motivation. Go out, do thing. Do thing. Get better at doing thing. There are places you can go that will help you to do thing. Do thing with another person. That helps.
you feel sad, don't do
and
thing.
just yeah. And if you feel sad, don't do thing. So just do thing.
Just do it, as Shia LaBeouf.
There we go. We don't need to do
Good.
Tommy's advice part because I just covered it.
Right.
I wasn't as
You did the whole
depressing,
thing.
but
Yeah, you weren't as droll.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tommy. We love you.
That's what we want him to think. So let's get on to the first article then. Because I think we've done enough blackpilling. And there's more to
Blank.
come.
This is the first article.
Yeah, this is the first legit article. We're finally getting to it.
Man, I just feel sad now. Jaeden, why'd you do this?
This is you do talking to me. This is what goes in my head all day.
I think we go back outside in the dark and start chopping wood or something.
I'm just like, I just work all day and I'm like, is there any point? Am I gonna die in World War III next year?
Next to the zombified remains of a Zoomer or whatever.
So in brighter news, 4 people died and 9 were injured in the
Oh, no.
Apalachee High School shooting in Winder, Georgia.
That's brighter news.
Yeah, I was joking. In Winder,
I mean,
Georgia.
depending.
We talked about this last week. I promised there would be more details this time because it was breaking news last time. And here we are. So the killer is 14-year-old Colt Gray, who is, of course, in the process of transitioning to become a woman.
Oh my gosh, I called it.
Well, it's not hard.
Dude.
He's grown his hair out now, and we've got all kinds of pictures of him wearing shirts that say "Protect Trans Kids" with a gun on it. Because
He guns them down.
transgenders are always violent for some reason.
It makes sense.
Also, there's no such
Screw-
thing as a
screw the
trans
normal
kid.
kids. Screw the normal kids, but check the trans kids.
His father, Colin Gray, has also been arrested because
I'm totally messing with this killer. Oh man, I had him running around for like several minutes. This is amazing. I was okay. Keep going.
so his father has also been arrested because apparently his father gave him the gun for his birthday,
Oh,
which he obviously should not have done.
How
Wait,
old was this kid?
This kid's 14.
gun
Okay, yeah,
was it?
that is. No, it doesn't matter.
I don't
Well, if
even
it's a
know.
hunting,
It's 14.
it's a hunting gun.
Okay, that doesn't matter though. They gave him a firearm when he's underage. Broke the law.
What do you? I mean, as long as you're under supervision, you can have a hunting rifle.
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
hunting shotgun.
There's a difference when you're like borrowing your dad's gun under supervision, but like giving them a firearm as their own.
And saying, go nuts, kid.
Yeah, and saying go nuts, kid.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, right.
What?
I guess there would be a difference, but
You can drop pallets on other survivors now and stun them.
That's not good.
that would never be abused by anybody.
I accidentally did it just now. I did not mean to do that.
Well, that's lame and gay.
Yeah, I mean, if your child is actively being
Gay.
delusional and people humoring the delusion and also getting like hormones and stuff because they're mentally ill, and then you give them a gun, not very
Not a good idea.
not a very good idea.
And especially stupid because he was on the radar of the feds and the local police, who already talked to him multiple times.
Like, you seem a little unstable, bud. What are you not gonna shoot anything up, are you? Oh no. Definitely not. Did they have did that
No,
school,
Dad, I'm not gonna.
did that school have security with weapons?
No.
Did that school have a
Basically no schools
no
do.
firearms allowed policy?
Yeah, very few schools have serious security. It's like
pretty
only major city ones really that have good security.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like 90% of mass shootings are like gun-free zones.
Yep.
Yeah,
Every time.
And
because
then
those killers are pussies and don't go for the easy targets, you know.
yeah. And then like the gun-free zones in schools and stuff, they don't have like actual security with weapons. So I'm just not even surprised, like, in the least bit. Like, either have
Mhm.
one or the other. Be allowed to, for public or for private individuals able to carry guns, whatever. Or if you're going to have gun-free zones, provide security with guns.
Mm-hmm.
Because criminals, they don't really tend to follow the laws and policies of
Really.
areas. Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't.
And so the criminals have guns and then nobody else does.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking how they break the law.
I know. Who would expect such a thing?
Just like, who would put their kid in school like that? I would never do that, ever.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Your mom.
Like, I'm gonna talk to like all the teachers, the head guy, whatever that guy's called.
Principal.
I would
The
the security,
The administrator.
Super
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. I would talk to the security, be like, hey, what do you guys got? Like,
Yo, what the F,
wise,
bruv?
all that stuff. Like,
Why
I don't know.
you so weak, bro?
I got this cool stick I can beat somebody with.
Neat.
Like,
It's a good one, bro.
nice. So, yep, that's gonna do a lot. Oh, we got this button to call the actual police. It's gonna take like 15, 20 minutes for them to get here. So,
Yep, it's laming gay.
oh, so he's dead or is he alive?
He is alive.
And how
We all
many?
make
You said
mistakes.
9.
4 dead, 9 injured. That's two students, 2 teachers. So yeah, good security is great and all. That's a good start, but if your teachers aren't armed, it doesn't do a lot for you. That's the other thing.
Did they say what kind of gun it was?
No, they did not.
Hmm.
Can't imagine. I mean, with how many shots he got off, I can't imagine it'd be something too slow. Like, I don't think it could have been a shotgun or something. Gosh.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if he injured 9, maybe he had a 22 rifle.
You too wouldn't do that much unless you're a crack shot.
Also, I'll say he injured 9 people. Only killed 4.
Oh, killed someone? I don't think it was 22.
Well, I don't think he would give him like a pistol. I mean, maybe he did because he's stupid, but I don't, like
Fucking
that's more
suck.
illegal.
Idiot. I'm sorry, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But this kid had a classic profile. His parents were divorced, which hit him pretty hard, of course. And when local police had to look at his phone, all he had was TikTok.
Was porn.
Well, that's a given.
So, yeah.
He had the fart forums up.
The fart forums, what?
Yeah, likely.
You telling he's into the fart stuff?
Dude, he's probably watching the TikTok trans grooming algorithm. Like, are you a girl? Are you sure you're not a girl? I think you're a girl. You
Yeah,
transition.
Probably. So yeah, his whole profile pretty predictable. Yet another crazy trans shooter. Who would have guessed? And a 14-year-old TikToker, no less.
Orange.
So
Definitely not a mirror.
you can't tell me that I'm exaggerating and fear mongering with my black pilling, cause well, there's the evidence.
Black.
That's what's happening to the
pill.
kids.
Black pilling.
That's
I think
what
we need
they're
an
doing.
EMP. That's what we need.
We need a what?
EMP.
That would cause the wrong kind of damage.
I don't know.
You mean like a magical EMP?
You know what the most important
Totally.
asset is, Micah? That a
My
country can
ass.
have? You know what it is? Guess what it is?
Dang. Oh!
Guns.
No. It's information. And where's all the information?
In my closet.
No, it's in databases, which are powered by electricity. If you have no information, you have no power.
But if it's a worldwide EMP, then everybody's even.
Worldwide, yeah, I guess it's even
Well,
in the
we
playing
have-
field, but
We have guns.
if
Yeah.
that means nothing in the face of information.
Nah, I'll just shoot the information.
Okay, I'm done trying.
Let
Okay,
Micah
we
have his
EMP
fantasies.
We EMP China so that TikTok goes offline, huh? Huh?
I think we should wait to see if
Um,
it gets banned.
I don't think
first.
that.
And you still have the long-term problem of social media in general. Like TikTok's a great start, but
EMP Facebook in Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
Before it was nukes and now it's just EMPs. Could do both.
It's your solution to everything, Micah. Just destroy it all, tear it all down, start over.
Honestly. I think,
Dude.
I don't think we should start like completely over, but I think the internet is just breaking
It's just a big
human
mistake.
mind.
No, not the internet. It's people on the internet.
Well, yes, but semantics.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Because it's,
But
I mean,
guy-
obviously it's not the internet itself. We all know that. We're not blaming the knife in a murder. It's what the internet enables people to do. That is the problem.
It's getting corrupt. Corrupt, absolute.
It's just done more harm than good, honestly. Done a lot of good, but more harm, I think. Okay, so next thing, Springfield citizens of Springfield, Ohio, plead during a town hall because Haitians were eating their pets. Now, during the debate, Kamala and the moderators were saying that this was untrue, unprovable. But below I have all of the proof that I could give you. Because the fact of the matter is that the government took 20,000 Haitians and decided to deposit them in a small town in Ohio. Because they're stupid. So Ohio went from a 60K population to an 80K population. Which is going to be great for the economy of Springfield, I'm sure.
That is all.
To have all these folks buying things and not paying taxes. Totally not going to be a huge detriment to everyone who lives there and is trying to survive. But down below, I have body cam footage to a woman getting arrested for eating a cat. There's pictures of men taking, killing Canadian geese to eat, which, under the Migratory Birds Act, is a 100K fine. Killing a Canadian goose on purpose. So
What?
don't do that.
Wait, you get fined for killing a goose?
Yes, deliberately.
Yeah.
There was even one person who, and this is the worst of all, even worst in my patriotic opinion, There's even a bunch of guys who were trying to kill eagles.
No.
At least once
That's crossing
successfully.
the line.
And guess what? Nobody answered for that, as usual.
Line, dude.
Because if you're not white, you could do whatever the hell you want. Even though that is typically regarded legally as superbly heinous, as it should be.
Dude, is she literally hunched over
It's illegal to kill an eagle.
Yeah, it
hunched
is.
over a dead cat? What the heck is going on?
I know, it's insane.
What is she doing?
She was eating somebody's cat.
She was crouched over a dead cat and acting shocked. She's like, oh.
Well, it's
Oh my God.
because that's what they do in their country. They're surprised.
Like, dude, it's
My teammates suck so bad.
And they
right
don't even
now.
do it just for food. They do it for black magic as well. Which is a huge
no.
thing there. It isn't like there's
That
some...
old
It's
black
not like there's some group
magic
of weirdos who do it. It's like... Everybody does
going
that.
round.
that is kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I've read
was-
stories from like missionaries to Haiti who like have trouble sleeping at night because between midnight and 4 a.m. the people are usually up killing animals and making a huge ruckus, chanting and such.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is a place that got taken over by a cannibal named Barbecue, if you recall. It's not a great place.
No.
And sure, these people are
Not a great place.
you know, I'm not going to say they're all terrible. I'm not going to say that they're unteachable.
Oh,
But
careful with those absolutes.
Yeah, I know. But to drop 20,000 of them unvetted, you know, untrained, don't know anything about the country they're going to, don't know the language. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. Like, of course they're not going to assimilate well. Of course they're going to just keep doing what they were doing before. Like, how stupid are you people? It's not racist to say.
Stupid.
Painted by cat eating. Did you see that clip of the comedian at a town hall? He's like, these people are invading. They're eating cats, bro.
No. But the moderators last night were trying to say that this was untrue because there was no police report. Well, I put a police report down below that works to obfuscate the fact that it was a Haitian who is committing the crime. They, of course, very conveniently did not fill in the race on the report. They just kind of left that out. So yeah, you could say that technically there's been no police report, but we literally have body cam footage, so it's a pretty frustrating lie to tell. And like I said, there's tons of people from Springfield taking to the internet, taking to town hall that you can see in videos going, oh my gosh, they ate my dog. They're going after my neighbor's cats. Please put a stop to this. And law enforcement is like, well, we don't want to be racist.
Yeah, deport them.
We can't protect you. Sorry. It's literally our job. It's literally what you pay us for. But we can't do that. We can't do it. I'm sorry. We just can't do it.
Just don't understand how. Like, where do they come from? Who dropped off 20,000 Haitians?
The government.
Your mom.
And they didn't even give any warning about it. The
federal government. was just
the
like,
mayor
"Alright."
said that he was contacted by no one and has still been contacted by no one. The government literally 100% silently just dropped
Killed them.
20,000 Haitians in Springfield. Like that was going to be a
airdropping them
great
in.
plan. And nobody's going to answer for it because they could do whatever the hell they want. It's crazy.
Dude. All cultures are the same. No culture is better than any other culture. Okay.
Right? Like you can't
It's just nonsense.
you can't move people on that scale at that speed and expect things to go well. Like it's not a dig at anyone's culture or the race or anything. It's just being realistic. You know, like ask any anthropologist. It's a terrible idea. I mean, you'd
Right.
take 20,000 French people and drop them in Springfield, and they're not going to have a great time.
Like we.
They're not going to eat people's
Oh.
cats, so it wouldn't go as badly, but
Definitely
you
disrupt
still get what I mean.
things.
I mean, I literally saw a video. It must have been taken down now. I saw it on Twitter of someone posted on YouTube Shorts. There were these Haitian guys who had captured a hairless cat, had shoved it on a stick, like shoved a stick up its butt, and they were roasting it over a stove, or rather attempting to roast it over a stove.
Oh my gosh.
Like
What?
no cookware or anything. These absolute animals, they have all the tools at their disposal, but they would rather hunt down someone's hairless cat, put a stick up its butt, and then attempt to spit roast it over a gas stove.
As you do.
That's wow. Okay, some people just aren't ready to be in society yet.
No.
Yeah, I also saw like a lot of car accidents are happening with the Haitians. I don't understand how they're even getting cars. But
Yeah, I had to look
happening.
that up. That's what I was gonna mention next. There have been a ton of car accidents, and it used to be not long ago. You had to prove you were a citizen to get a driver's license, but that has changed in most states, even in our state.
Yep,
Is
I
you can
had
get
to go to
you can
DMV
get
recently.
I think it's like driver's privilege or something like that.
Yeah, I
Stupid.
recently went to DMV several times recently, like several times within a week, and yeah, it's like full of Hispanic people who barely speak English. Like legit, it's true. I'm like, and it was just like weird, like why are there so many here?
So wait, you can get a driver's license without.
Because like
Proving you're a
beforehand,
citizen.
like whenever you go to the DMV, it was pretty
Yes.
even mix of people, you know.
What?
No.
How?
Well, it's just another thing that is in contradiction with law, is in contradiction with Constitution, and they just get away with it because nobody's going to enforce it. The government's not going to enforce itself. It's just the worst. And yes, Haitians can't drive.
Obviously,
Like, are they even
can't-
being tested? It's
can't cook.
crazy.
they can't cook animals correctly. So
Get good.
Yeah, like if you're gonna eat someone's pet.
do right.
And, you know, it's funny that this is already following the pattern of, oh, it's not happening. It is happening, but it's good that it's happening. And then to, you're racist if you don't want this thing to happen. You know, that's the way the news cycle works every time. And just a few hours ago, I read something that was like, okay, but if someone was if a Haitian was cooking a dog, I'd actually want to try some of that Haitian cuisine.
You
And it was
taste their
like,
culture.
oh my gosh, you're stupid. Why are you so stupid? And so we're already like, just give it another week and we'll already be to the point of, okay, it is happening, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think they understand.
And then just
like,
wait till they're calling us
assimilation
racist
process.
for not wanting to eat
When you
domesticated
immigrate
animals.
somewhere, you're supposed to at least somewhat assimilate into that country's cultural norms.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what
Right.
country it is. If you're gonna live
And
there,
abide
you
by
kind
the
of have
laws.
to assimilate a bit.
And not even just culture. I
Right.
mean, we're also talking laws here.
Yeah, you
Like,
have
we
to
are
abide by
not
the
imposing
laws.
our laws on these people, and we should be. Like, why don't immigrants have to abide by the law? What in the world? Since when is that a thing? It's racist to protect citizens.
Actually, it's racist.
Like, absolute clown country. Now, there was a little... This is the next link. There was a little boy named Jaeden Clark, an 11-year-old boy who was killed by a Haitian illegal in Springfield. And his parents did a press statement for some reason, and you can see this in video if you would like. It's down there. And his dad literally said, let me see that. Where's the quote? He said, I wish my son was killed by a white man. That's what he said.
Huh?
He was like, because
Alright, I gotta watch this video.
because everyone's politicizing that it's Haitian, which is funny because nobody's actually mentioned it. Like, I didn't even hear about this story until the dad started talking about it. It's like these parents are so politically motivated that they're like preeminently trying to fudge the story. It's nuts. Like, he didn't say he wished he died instead. He didn't say he wished his son didn't die. He literally said, "Oh boy, gosh, if anything, I wish it were a white guy who did it."
How could you say that?
Like, what an awful person.
Magic.
I didn't care that much about my son. Gosh, I wish people would still stop being so mean to these nice Haitians who are eating our pets, our beloved animals.
It reminds
That's
me of those
really what
Europeans that are
matters
like,
here.
what was it? Something about rape. They're like, they just didn't understand.
Right. Oh, it's just a cultural thing. They don't understand.
It's just a culture thing.
It's like, no,
Don't
they
blame
understand
him for
hurting
raping
people.
me.
They understand that hurting people isn't good. Everyone knows that. Everyone.
The rapee is a rape apologist.
You're born knowing that. It reminds me of the
I'll be right back.
of those freaking feminist girlfriends who keep their boyfriends from defending themselves,
Yeah, pretty much.
and then they end up dying. Like, it's that same thing where these people, they lash out at religion all the time, but their ideology is everything to them. To the point where they'll just flippantly give up their life for it or somebody else's life. It's like, why don't I just self-immolate for the stupidest thing you've ever heard of? The stupidest possible reasons.
I wish my son was killed by a 6-year-old white man.
Yeah, he wished it
Good
was
for
a
the guy.
60-year-old white man who did it. Because that's
That
what's
guy
important
killed my
here.
son. His argument, his logic is
Also, somebody's like mother-in-law got killed. I think that's nuts. These Haitians have been in Springfield for an entire week, and 2 people have died already.
people are driving like flies.
What? That's unacceptable. They say they're all, pushing Trump. Oh, it's not true. It's not true. You're stupid. You're stupid. It's not true. It's like, brother, 2 people have died, and it's been a week. But yeah, tell me there's no problem just because the city organizer said there wasn't. Yeah, sure. Okay. You can't fact check me if it's somebody else's words. That's not a fact check. That's just another liar you've dragged in to help you lie better. You fool.
This is crazy.
Yeah, that's communist America for you.
A political tool.
There's people dying, it doesn't matter. It's just like England.
Pretty much.
And when people
It's
get angry
concerning.
and violent about it, inevitably, it's going to be those crazy far-right people.
Right extremists.
You just wait and see.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it got out of hand pretty quick.
It's not a political grandstand when 20,000 Haitians have been airdropped into Ohio, dude. Why are
Wait,
you...
like in what world was that
How is it
supposed
like a...
was that supposed to go well? Like, oh, they're just looking for a better place, and oh, you're being erased. And it's like, okay, but like just from a logical, logistical, unracist perspective, looking in everyone's best interest, how was that actually supposed to go well?
all the hate they want about the illegal immigrants. Dude,
Oh shoot.
this guy is smoking like crack or something. Illegal immigrants killed your son. This is what you're saying?
Yeah, his 11-year-old boy is dead.
Because
And
of
he's
illegal
worried about the
immigration.
politics. He's worried about the political implications.
That is crazy.
I mean, if I get killed by a minority, I give you full permission to be as prejudiced as you want.
Thanks, man. I'll go
I
out there.
seriously, I don't care.
I'll go out swinging. I'll say all the slurs.
Do it, man. Everyone's like, oh, like when someone dies like that, they're like, oh, it's not what he wanted. He wouldn't have wanted to spread hate. Not me, bro.
This is just
I'd be like, screw
justice.
those people. They killed me, bro.
This is retribution.
Be as nasty as you want. I don't care. I'll be offended if you aren't nasty about it. So yeah, that just got way out of hand. I thought that I would, I thought that I would mention that. The next story we got is
Even more nutso butso.
we talked about how a bunch of YouTubers, political commentators got indicted The DOJ is trying to say they got paid off by Russia. They don't have any evidence right now. None to speak of. They're just saying that. But, of course, it's the internet. Innocent until proven guilty is not a thing. And Lauren Chen's YouTube channel has been wiped from this earth.
What?
It's gone. YouTube scrubbed it.
Because she's working for Russia?
Because
Supposedly?
apparently, allegedly she got paid by Russia to say some particular things.
A bannable thing?
I don't believe that.
What?
Yeah, no, it like I've watched her and everything she talks about, it's like so. I mean, she's not pro-Russia at all. And she's one of those commentators who's like very like personable. Like she's not pro-Israel, pro-Russia, anyone. And she said so a million times. She's never stuck up for anyone. She's not like, oh boy, Putin, he has every right to invade Ukraine. She didn't say anything like that. Like, what kind of lame, weak Russia propaganda is she supposed to be allegedly peddling?
That's so weird. YouTube's just like, oh.
Yep, they're just...
You have Russia.
And, it had nothing to do with the indictment. Whether it was true or not, they were just looking for an excuse, honestly. It's not right at all.
That's what they do.
I hate that YouTube has, like, basically no serious competition. Drives me nuts. And so they can just do whatever they want, and nobody can like boycott or anything because there's no
I think it would be a lot easier.
There's no
to
significant
boycott
competition.
it
It's not right at all.
It'd be a lot easier to boycott it, and if the number one most used search engine, didn't own YouTube.
Yeah, there's that too.
And that said search engine company can, quiet those links to their competitors. It's pretty easy.
I think there's actually anti-competition, anti-monopoly stuff coming up for Google. I forget what that was about.
Yeah.
Anti-competitive because they're like 90% of the search engine, and they can just control everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they've got that new AI. I hate that so much. Google is useless with that AI now. Like everyone agrees that first suggestion is unreliable. Like nobody even reads it because it's always just so bad. How about roll that out when it's effective? You stupid people.
They need all this information to make it better. Testing you guys. You are the hamsters, the rats.
Yeah.
The test subjects.
Yeah, well, they're not going to get good data if they're testing such a... I don't know. This is not good at all. So, now we have our obligatory story from England. A 19-year-old woman in Liverpool, England, was visited by counter-terrorism police
What?
who refused to say what she was accused of. Imagine counter-terrorism. Counter-terrorism shows up to your house. It's that serious. But they can't tell you why.
Opinion. Oh, can I have that?
Oh. Hold on a second. I'm trying to fly through a tunnel. Oh no. Oh no, bro. I'm last crusading.
Or something?
Last crusade. Hell yeah. Anyway.
Did she get questioned? Slapped around a little bit?
Yeah, she got slapped around a little bit. No, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
But
baby.
they interrogated her about a Roman helmet replica that was in the house.
What?
And then they confiscated...
Oh, you and I have this.
A Roman helmet replica? Are you kidding?
You got a license for
you
that
see?
Roman replica.
You
And then
have this.
they, without reason, confiscated a decorative sword that was hanging on the wall.
Right then, I'm going out to confiscate this.
And this was even just to make it worse, this was even in her parents' house. Wasn't even her sword and helmet. Like, not right at all. And so she's absolutely flabbergasted by this. Like, what this has to do with anything, because they're not saying what it's about. They're interrogating her about random things in her house that they definitely didn't know about before they walked in. But when they leave, they said, oh, bite your tongue before talking online.
Oh.
So basically, she said something inflammatory online, doesn't even know what, can't think of what it could be, apparently, and got visited by counter-terrorism police to put pressure on her not to say stuff like that.
So they infringed on her First Amendment and her, what is it, illegal search and seizures? What was that?
Well,
Fourth Amendment?
Yes, if she lived in America.
I'm just basing everything on American constitution. Like,
Fair enough.
I think you have a legal right to object on a kinetic level at that point.
Right, especially when, like, there's no legal right. Like, that hasn't...
There's no legal recourse for that.
Those,
What are you
like,
gonna
they
do?
had no reason to seize anything. They had no reason to interrogate her. They didn't give her a good reason. It was just abuse. Just nothing but abuse.
They're gonna walk all over you because they can, and then where's
Right.
that gonna lead?
It's abuse of power, abuse of persons, and then that's it. That's the whole shebang.
Oh, I'll just argue in court that they were in the wrong. Oh wait, I can't.
Exactly. You can't. She can't. She can't do anything. Sword's gone now. Might have been an heirloom or something. Might have familial significance. Who knows? It's gone now. Not getting that back. Because you don't uphold the law in England. Absolute
I have no
clown
respect for
country.
the police in England.
Huh?
They don't. I have no respect for the police in England. They don't uphold
Yeah,
anything.
nothing. They're just bullies. They're just bullies who are rude to people. They don't actually
arm
do
of the
anything.
state.
It's just dystopian nonsense.
Yeah, I'm less and less tolerant of any of that.
I know, the
Just-
more I hear about it, it's like, oh my goodness, you were the people who put a guy in prison for 2 years for carrying the master sword letter opener.
Right.
Oh, Haitian.
Like
A
you all
letter
deserve to be in
opener
prison for life just for being
for your
so
email.
egregiously mean.
Disruptive emails
You're
in it.
like you awful
Oh,
human
it's
beings.
totally email in it.
Yeah, I would not follow any of their instructions. I would just be the most belligerent person.
Oh yeah, I would be so uncooperative.
Be like, oh, you gonna arrest me, huh? You do it. Do it. Come on.
Yeah, do it, man.
I'll be a martyr.
Thanks. Yeah, and even funnier, they did not correctly identify it as a Roman helmet. They didn't even know.
It's just like
They were saying it was Anglo-Saxon. They're like, why do you have an Anglo-Saxon helmet in there? So they weren't even mad about like that she had a helmet or anything. They were just mad that she had something displayed in her house that had, according to them, something to do with white history. That was all that was about. So they were racist too, essentially. Imagine living in England and having this racist bully police force that can just come into your house and take things for absolutely no reason at all.
And that they
Label you a
definitely
terrorist.
didn't keep it for themselves, you know.
Definitely not.
They weren't
Definitely
definitely didn't go, hey, that's a cool sword, and then you
Yeah, definitely not going, hey, that
Steal
looks
it.
expensive.
Steal
We'll
it.
take that into
This is
evidence.
going in evidence.
Yeah, when I say evidence, I
Yep,
mean my
evidence.
house. And then eBay. Absolute clown country. Absolutely the most stupidest, most embarrassing.
Most is stupidest.
The most stupidest.
I would read that and just move away. I would be like, I can't stop saying crazy stuff on the internet, and my house is full of cool stuff, so I'm just gonna have to go. Could you imagine being afraid of what you can say on the internet?
That'd be pretty.
I tweet
whacker.
something. I tweet like something inflammatory like every day, or almost every day.
to provoke people.
Yeah, sometimes I do for fun. That's part of the experience of social media, is provoking people.
Absolutely.
I would have gotten arrested so long ago.
America.
I'm surprised that none of the
Whatever
Lotus
I
Eaters
want,
are
yeah.
behind bars yet. Honestly.
I know, it is
It's
kind of crazy.
It's crazy. It just takes the right person in government to be mad at him. It just takes the wrong day.
Yeah, I guess so. Very arbitrary. It's like, oh, we're going after this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna steal his helmet and sword that he had on display. But it's funny, I saw, what was it, Carl Benjamin. He's like, I'm immediately Googling where I can get an Anglo-Saxon helmet.
Absolutely.
How can I too have this displayed in my home?
I mean, why wouldn't you have an Anglo-Saxon helmet?
Yeah, why not? I'd have one in there. Anglo-Saxon, Roman. Either one would be good. Would be sick.
I want a
Absolutely.
knight,
Why not?
knight outfit. The Middle Ages.
Oh yeah, Crusader. Crusader uniform. That would be sick.
Then we'll see if they can arrest me or not. With their stupid batons.
try to arrest me, scallywag.
And not go down with
Villain, demon. How dare you approach me?
Shuffling around your chainmail.
Yep, I would be insufferable. It would be hilarious. All right, so next story we got. Scientists at Stanford University have injected mice with red tartrazine, a food dye known as yellow number 5.
Yes.
And it did the opposite of what they were expecting it to do, the way the dye usually works. And it turned the mice's skin transparent.
Oh, sweet.
You can look in the links below. It's the second to last link. It literally made the mice's skin nigh invisible. You can see all the organs. It's crystal clear.
That's
It's
awesome.
crazy. They made...
I am scared.
Now, if you're wondering, yes, yellow number 5 is commonly found in many foods, rather prominently in Doritos. I'm going to eat my weight in Doritos and become the Invisible Man.
Except you can
Yeah,
see all the
baby.
organs.
That is awesome. I don't understand how that works. You put in a dye and you become...
Well, it's some sort of chemical reaction because these... The thing is, this is the point I wanted to make. Food coloring is not good for you. None of them are.
Nope.
Do not eat food coloring. Do not eat things with food coloring in it. If you have a hard time figuring out what those things are and you don't want to learn a lot of different chemical names, you can get an app, and they are not paying me, called Yuka, Y-U-K-A, where you can scan a food and you can see how many dangerous chemicals are in it, which is usually from food dyes or preservatives. Needless to say, you should not consume any quantity of chemical that can make the skin of a creature transparent. I just don't think that's good for you. Maybe I'm going out on a limb here, but I don't think that's such a good idea.
You know, it's not. You know, it's pretty easy to actually avoid that. You want to know why? Guess what foods, don't have food dye in them?
Vegetables.
Real food, organic food, not processed food.
Meat.
They don't have to add chemicals and shit to it if it's real.
Dude, I can
Although
see
there are
his
some
organs.
meat brands that inject color, so avoid those. Make sure the ingredient.
That's
make sure when you're
mainly fish. They'll
Yeah,
inject fish to make them like a red color. Like, have you seen the true color of salmon?
no.
It's like, it's a dark gray. It looks incredibly unappetizing. Its true color is not pink.
Fascinating.
So yeah, it's mostly fish.
Yeah, make sure when you buy
Get
meat,
that
the
color.
ingredients on the package just says meat.
Yeah, if you're buying salmon and it looks disgusting, it's probably real.
Yeah. Yeah, like go to your, your local Chinatown fish market.
Dude,
That's
actually,
the
in
place.
China, look, what is it, like, surface level looks, trumps everything else. So, like, the meat markets in China and stuff, they'll, like, paint, like you were saying, but even more unhealthy, they'll literally just paint meat, like, red, when it's, like, rotting or whatever.
Yum yum.
they'll do like all the shortcuts possible to make a thing look fresh and appetizing. In like those open markets and stuff like that. So if you're in China, you're basically screwed.
China.
All the food there is contaminated or rotten or some sort of dyes.
Low standards.
Shortcuts.
And lower standards in America is really saying something.
Dude,
'Cause
if
our
you
food
look
is
at
poison.
oh, not compared to China, dude. If you look at how they get their what's it called? What is it called? It's like grease or oil or something like that. Sewage oil.
Grease.
Oh, it's something oil. They basically fish out used
Nice.
oil from like sewage, and they repurpose it in food. Like they cook their food.
What?
Yeah. Actually, I'll find the video of it and share it to you guys because it made me.
Bruh.
This guy reports on like everything China, and he's really good. Really good source for Chinese craziness.
China.
But yeah. So don't eat anything in China. You are going to be contaminated with disease.
That is nuts.
It's
Well, I'm
just
not going to China, so.
Yeah. I don't know. That was not the plan.
It's so bad. This guy get a weird name. Can't remember.
Come on, plane. Get off the ground.
Are you still crashing planes?
Yes. Well, I'm not crashing them anymore. Well, I am
You couldn't
crashing
join
them,
me
but not
and,
as deliberately.
I would lose less.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm playing as killer right now because I wasn't doing.
I mean, I've only got one more article, so I might as well do that first and then jump over. Easier for me to read. Yeah, China is scuffed, man.
China.
Oh yeah, one of its spit oil.
Spit oil.
Bit oil, more like
Spit
shit
from
oil.
what or who?
So in China, they have like customary or like cultural foods. That's like a bowl of oil or dip or something like that, and they'll dip the food in the bowl, and then they won't finish the bowl. And so what the restaurants will do is repurpose said bowl that they've been dipping in, and just reserve it. Like over and over and over again.
Wow, that's
So that's spit
disgusting.
oil. I'm trying to find the other one. I'll send both of these. It's
It kind of seems like Indians. I've been seeing a lot of videos about. Twitter's really been going off on Indians lately, and I've been seeing a lot of videos about Indian street food.
dude, their immune system is
Oh,
so
those are-
robust.
It's
Dude,
insane. Like the guys like
their street food
chopping
is
ingredients with their
crazy.
toenails and
Armpits.
stuff like that. It's insane. And you just combine those with the videos of how like they all go to the beach to take a dump.
What?
It's crazy. Yeah, they do. They go to the beach to take a dump. There's a whole documentary about it.
Why would you make a documentary about that? You're like,
I
Wanna
don't
know,
know.
why don't we make a documentary on an interesting subject? And he's like, no, I want to make a documentary about people pooping on the beach.
But they do. That's
All
what they
right,
do, and
whatever floats your boat.
they even do it like with their buds, cause you know it's out in the open. They just all do it together.
Just a bunch of dudes.
like is
crazy.
it like
I'm
a
on the
time of
beach.
day thing or like?
No,
Just-
just all the time.
Oh, okay. So it's
Like
just
if
the
you're
bathroom.
yeah, Yeah. It's just the bathroom is what it is. Like, you can even be, like, in the office in India, and you just leave the office to go take a dump at the beach.
At the beach specifically.
It's insane.
They're like cats. They're like cats. They're just burying it. in the
Well,
sand.
that's what they do. Is it's supposed to... You put it under the sand, and it's supposed to, like, wash out to sea, which is obviously not always what happens.
Just comes back.
I guess it's better than pooping in the streets.
Well, they do that too, unfortunately. I saw a lot of tourist videos under that. That was just like, oh, I went there for work, and, you know, I was a mile away from the Taj Mahal, and I was just dodging human feces left and right.
Dodge and Dookie.
Their immune systems must be like the best in the world.
Yeah. Well, I know in
Oh, yeah,
those
but-
countries, they just like they take deworming medications like once a month, just as a normal thing.
Yeah. They just pop them like.
Xanax.
Xanax.
Oh, the other one's called gutter oil.
What?
Gutter oil.
Gutter.
Yeah. And they do all this because, you know, Chinese, like, the normal Chinese person's super poor. And so people who have restaurants, they have to cut every single corner possible.
Dang it.
And, you know, health standards are kind of just out the window. They don't really care. They just need to survive, right? So,
Right.
yeah, they fish oil out of the gutter, and use it. So,
Yeah, Twitter has really been red pilling me about travel. Because I've always
America's
heavily enjoyed travel. I've always wanted to, you know, see the world. And it's just... I mean, it just seems like for a lot of places, like anywhere that's not like Europe or Japan or South Korea, pretty much anywhere outside of that, it's like you can't do it without getting a million diseases. Like, you want to see the pyramids in Egypt? Too bad. No clean
Getting
food, no
diseases.
clean water. It's gonna cost you a fortune to get there, but also you will pick up some parasites unless you want to drop a fortune on shipping all your own food and water, because, you know, thanks to glorious 9/11, you can't bring that with you.
No, you can bring water into the airport. I mean, a water bottle, it just has to be empty. You can fill it once you get in there.
Well, that's not helpful if their water's dirty.
Oh, good point.
you just like purify it, bro.
Ah, dang it. So close.
Purify
Just
the water.
purify it, bro.
Just suck it through your teeth. You'll filter it out.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna visit any
Third world countries.
African, Middle Eastern,
Third world countries.
not even most Asian countries. It's just not gonna do it. Because, I mean, there's really cool places, really cool locations. I mean, India's got a lot of landmarks. Egypt's got a lot of landmarks. All types of interesting foliage that Africa's got. You know, China's literally got a place with red grass, and it's natural. Can you believe that? Just red grass as far as the eye can see. That would be great to experience.
Where?
But it's in China. But it's not really.
China.
It's not really worth it, is it?
Yeah. Well,
That's what I'm starting to think.
I don't know how much money it would be. Don't they like do like curated tours of places? For tourists.
Yeah. I mean, you could stay in touristy areas, but like things have just gotten so much worse in the world that even like the touristy areas are just bad, you know? Like it's not just America that has been suffering that truth.
Yeah.
You know, because like America's doing bad and everybody's worse off for it. Because when America's doing well and their economy is good, everybody's economy is good, and there are no wars. But no. Like one of my favorite movies is Darjeeling Limited, which is about 3 American brothers who take a trip in India, and they make it look very nice. And I've always liked that one. I'm like, man, I would love to do that with the little train.
Oh, it's just propaganda.
Train you sleep in and everything, and the little, I don't know, it seems nice. And now I'm like, you, India's kind of nasty, huh?
It's just propaganda film.
India propaganda film. I don't think it's intending to be. I mean, I think it was true to one extent, to some extent, because they did like legitimately film there, and they like the film, like it's an indie film, so it's not like they have a ton of budget to clean up streets. They don't have they're not getting paid off by anyone to be dishonest, and they did like the filmmakers who, you know, they're indie filmmakers, they're more on the normal side, you know, legitimately did an India trip before making the movie. And you can see on the bonus features some footage from that, and you know, even candid, it just didn't seem that bad. But no, it seems like even the touristy areas are ruined with filth. You know, because like I mean, I'm not delusional. I know India's kind of always been like this. You know, they poop in holes, and the only reason they have infrastructure is because of the British. But still,
Yeah, pretty much.
you're supposed, you know, there should be, you know, they make a lot of money off tourism. They should have at least like one nice place, but no, we can't have nice things anymore.
Oh, colonialism.
We can't do it.
They took over the land.
Colonialism is racist now. We're supposed to be against it, so we're all rejecting those ideals, and that includes
Took over our
any
land
level
and
of
built it.
cleanliness
Sure.
in India.
How dare you import hygiene and infrastructure in technology into our lands?
I know, and all the wokies are saying that we wouldn't be anywhere without the ethnic peoples. Like, my brother. My brother, we're European.
European.
You know, like where America was before the Europeans came, right? They were tribal
Yeah.
and cannibals and lots of warfare and
Yeah, the Landron got stolen by, like, like 100 different times before it got
just
stolen
back and forth.
once and for all. And then a bunch of
Yeah.
European countries fought to control those different territories.
Some tribes didn't have like personal property understanding. They were just had no understanding of a lot of different things. Now, you know, I mean, some of them were, you know, smarter, more advanced. You know, they helped us out. They were pretty chill. And, you know, Europe not all saints and rainbows. You know, did some bad things.
Right. Yeah, but people
Push them out
ultimately
of
forget how long we had tribes in the U.S. Like how long the U.S. was the U.S. and we still had tribes
Yeah.
that were living here.
It wasn't just like instantaneous.
And who messed that up for everyone?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
It was partially the government, you know, trying to relocate him. That was really bad. Trail of Tears and all that. But
Yeah, you know. Just the little things. But that, you know, like assimilation, that's...
yeah, all of that spread
Kinda
from the
what it-
fact that there was refusal to assimilate. Because they're like,
Right.
okay, we're not gonna encroach on your tribe's little area. We're gonna stay in our area. And they're like, no, you can't build your buildings and infrastructures because we can see it from our area.
Well,
Like that was kind of how it started. Was the tribes had to get weird about the people who were letting them stay there. Faults on
But, I
both
mean-
sides for sure.
yeah. I mean, overall, like, we've
Overall, improve their way of life.
improved their way of life, and also a lot of them did assimilate in some way, form, or another. I mean, there's...
Right, they're still
you know,
alive, you know.
There's
Still
still,
around.
yeah, there's... The genetics of Native Americans are in the U.S. population, so, like, you know, they did kind of unify in that regard.
Most importantly, though, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care.
at this point, it doesn't matter. I think it does need to be known and, like, taught
Right.
on both sides
Should definitely be
of what happened.
taught.
So, like, what did the natives do before we came? What did we do? Who
Yeah, but it's
cooperated with
not.
each
It's
other?
all
It's not like a zero-sum game where there's
it's
evil
all
and
biased
then there's a good
nonsense.
party. Yeah, it's kind of just like,
Out
well,
there.
this is a pro and this was a con of colonialization. Right?
Yeah, no, it's all zero sum now. It's all black and white. We were the evil ones. And by we, I don't even mean we. I mean, who the hell are we even talking about when we say that, you know?
You're not the chosen one. She would not be the chosen one.
She would not be the chosen one.
Like, it's like, who do you want to be mad at? Do you want to be mad at the Italians, the Spanish, the British? Like, when we say we, it doesn't even mean anything.
White people. White.
You know, like, my family came from Ireland in the 1600s. Didn't do anything to nobody. I can't say we. You know, like,
You're a
but I'm white, so apparently it's my fault that some natives got
Of
killed.
course it is.
It's not fair.
Yep.
Not
My
there.
ancestors
Not
just,
my
you
problem.
know, participated in a war. There was some back and forth. Things happened. Big deal. This is the now. Okay.
Some juice got involved. It wasn't a
Some
big
juice.
deal.
They got blended up, folks. It was unfortunate.
I'm feeling very juiced tonight. My nose keeps hitting the mic. I'm not even that close to it. It just...
He's got the juice nose.
I just got the juice nose. It's true.
He's just got the juice nose.
I've got no juice in me at all, but I got the nose. Well, not that I know of, anyway. Not in any provable
They're always
sense.
there. They're always in the background. You never know.
I mean, you know, we all came from Noah's family, so
Sure.
we all got just a little bit of juice in us.
Even Kanye.
Even Kanye. It's true.
He's got the juice in him. He hates himself.
I
Folks.
can't even remember what the hell we were talking about. How did we
The
get
juice.
to Native Americans? What in the world?
They had something to do with 9/11. They got the call, folks.
What?
They got the call on that day.
They got the
Here's
juice
why.
call. I don't even know
They all
that.
have
I don't
their-
even. I don't even know if that's true. I just thought it was funny.
They all have secret pagers.
The juice
juice
pagers, not the juice pagers. Dude, that would be so funny.
It's like it's like the Teen Titans with their little Teen Titans
Right.
thing that they get summoned by.
Dude, that would be so funny.
It's just juice.
Dude, let me tell you,
Yeah.
we've got
Juice phone.
at least with our natives, they're actually the natives. So something that's been going around, people have been talking about New Zealand and New Zealand's Maori culture, and they pretty much like accept the Polynesians as the natives. Yeah, turns out they came to New Zealand in the 1300s. They're not the natives at all.
Really?
Yeah, white people are actually the natives in New Zealand. Which is crazy, because nobody will tell you that. That's like not accepted at all.
You say Polynesians?
Yes. Yes, I did.
So they came in the 1300s. When did the white people? When were they there?
I don't even know.
But before that.
Yeah, I just know that New Zealand was before that. They probably found it around the same time they found Australia, you know? And now
Yeah.
I'm questioning Australia, because there's the whole Australian Aboriginal thing. I'm like, okay, is that true? Was Australia always a prison island?
I don't know.
Are they just a different... Are the natives actually just, you know, a shade of English? Is that what this is about?
Probably.
That's probably... I don't know the exact history of New Zealand, but that's probably what they are. They probably are just English.
It's the offshoot of white people.
There was probably no one in New Zealand. It was probably just colonized,
Still in there.
like
Isn't
Australia.
New Zealand like super cold and just randomly in the ocean somewhere?
Not super cold.
Yeah. I think it's generally on the colder side, though. I think.
Not very habitable.
No, it's crazy there. The UV rays are so bad in New Zealand. Like, you can get skin cancer on a cloudy day in New Zealand.
Oh my gosh.
They just
Dude,
wear
they should-
sunscreen 24/7. It's nuts. Same thing with Australia.
You'd think they would turn a darker shade. Right? That's how that works, right?
No, because
Sure.
it's not like super sunny. Like, it's just pure, like, invisible UV rays.
So they're getting radiation.
So it's not like
Poison.
it's not like Florida, you know, where it's just stupid bright all the time. It's just, yeah, they're just being irradiated. It's not funny
Yeah.
at all.
Dude, that's crazy. It's like Fallout.
But anyway, these Maori people, these people with Maori heritage, have been sort of embracing it. And like, there was this one chick who got into government, and she celebrated by doing this Maori chant, which was just her like spinning her hand and like screeching like a lunatic. And then there were some people who got into like law enforcement, and they were greeted by some sort of Maori chant, which was just one of like the most barbaric things I've ever seen. Like, they were just making these crazy faces and like vibrating their bodies and like stomping around. It's hard to describe how insane it looks. They look like crazy people.
Yeah, you can't comment on it without
And
sounding
I was
very
like,
racist.
that's weird, but it's fine, I guess, you know, embracing their culture. But now that I'm hearing that they're not actually indigenous, and they were actually a bunch of cannibals, and they were literally cannibals until the 1800s, I'm kind of like, maybe that culture sucks.
That culture needs to die out.
Yeah,
Just a thought.
I'm thinking maybe that was really barbaric, and that's why their dances look stupid and brain dead.
Because they ate brains.
Because
And
that
they
was
did.
kind of what was going on. Yeah, my perception of that is slowly shifting. I don't know everything about it, but yeah, just I did not know that they showed up in 1300s and were just a bunch of cannibal tribalists who they had to put a stop to in the 1800s because they just would not assimilate. And I'm like, okay, maybe we don't need... You know, I'm a traditionalist, but maybe there are some things we just don't need to carry on.
Well, yeah, I think within certain parameters you can exercise like cultural normalities and customs, but there is definitely a outside of that parameter, like okay, culturally normal back in the day, I forget which culture this was, but it was customary for the wife of a deceased husband, I think it was, to be buried with him alive or burned.
That's
It was
I
either
don't
they
remember.
got burned alive or they got
Yeah.
buried alive, something like that.
I know the
Yeah, I don't think that should be carried on.
I
don't
know
think
the
we should respect
Egyptians
that.
did that to some extent. I don't remember who did that
Yeah,
prominently though.
I know the Egyptians did that with their servants.
Yeah, they did that with their servants. Like some
But
of these
culturally,
customs,
that was a high honor culturally.
right? I don't.
There's actually
I
a
don't care.
musical about that. There's a Disney musical about a couple
What?
who an
There's a
Egyptian
Disney
couple who get
musical.
buried alive.
Oh my gosh.
What the hell?
It was like it was done by Elton John and Tim Rice, kind of after
Of
the
course.
high of The Lion King. It's like the only Disney Broadway musical that's not based on one of their IPs. So no wonder no one's heard of it. But yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Interesting.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that's
so-
definitely not something you want to keep doing. That's yikes.
So there
No
are
personal freedoms there.
out of bounds on this type of things, right? So like, if you want to be a cannibal because it's part of your tradition, no. Do you, you know what I'm saying?
Right. The new ideology says that, oh boy, if you're, any shade of brown,
Respect all your cultures.
brown, that's how they say it, brown,
Brown.
then, Your culture, everything about your culture is just valid and wonderful. And it's like, well, no, bro.
Yo, bro.
Actually, Christian, Judeo values and cultural norms, European cultural norms, superior.
Yeah, who knew that the cultures with moral parameters would be the best ones? They're always saying, "Oh, religion is so bad for the world," and it's like, okay, but they're the ones with the with morals tend to have the most orderly and comfortable societies. But you're right. We should keep doing the cannibal dances.
But of course.
We need to shame these people and throw them into jail.
If you say so. That wasn't going to be my suggestion, but
If you're committing cannibalism because of your tradition, you're going to jail.
right.
If you're
One would
gyrating in
hope.
public and making oonga boonga sounds, then I'm gonna shame you
That's fair.
because this is ridiculous. Speak.
Well, that's New Zealand at the moment. Is they're
Speak
doing the
words.
same DEI thing, and that means, yeah.
Yeah. Take back New Zealand.
Colonize New Zealand.
Colonize. Actually, the natives are not the natives, and they've colonized us. So we're going to reclaim it, like they want to do. Reparations for the New Zealanders.
Yeah, reparations for the white people in New Zealand. See how they like it.
We'll take all your money.
For all the pain you've caused us eating our people, you will have to pay.
Making weird vibration.
You must pay for the ooga booga.
The Oonka Boonka.
Bunga bunga.
You're gonna
Unga
have to
bunga.
pay for the ooga booga. I'm afraid.
10 pence.
I'm sorry, but New Zealand isn't about Polynesians. It's actually culturally the place where Lord of the Rings was filmed. So that's that's what we're gonna respect it as.
This is going to be the Lord of the Rings country from now on.
It's gonna be the Lord of the we're gonna rename it Middle Earth. We're gonna take it back.
Yes.
If you so choose, you can live in the side of a hill.
That's all you get.
You live in a side of a hill, and we'll give you a little township. You have a little community of short people.
Oh my gosh. That would be amazing.
Because we got to take back the culture.
Just change it to Middle Earth.
It's just Middle Earth from now on. Forget the rest of the garbage. Forget the ooga booga. We'll return to Middle Earth.
It'll be the other faction.
Oh yeah, we'll just split up New Zealand into states. We'll have the state of Gondor,
state.
state of Rohan.
Oh hell yeah.
That would be so cool. And it'll be by law. Rohan's thing is horses. Like,
No. This is the modern day. Rohan's thing will be horsepower.
ah, yes, they'll become the leading automobile manufacturers of the world. We're actually gonna put all our taxpayer dollars into Rohan's auto manufacturing. That's what we're gonna do,
A very smart
and
choice.
you're gonna like it. or
Yeah, you
Hey,
can.
yo,
We're
I'm
gonna-
go on.
we're gonna
Not
throw
so
you in
bad,
Mount
so,
Doom.
So
We're gonna throw you into the cracks of doom, put you back
Mount-
into the fiery chasm from whence you came.
Mount Doom is what we're gonna name prison.
No,
Mount
it's just a big fire pit in the backyard.
Oh my.
We're just gonna throw you in the fire pit. You assimilate or you die.
Assimilate, or you get thrown in the fire.
Assimilate or, experience the fires of Mordor. Your choice.
This is just like some advertisement to go to New Zealand. Like trying to get you on board for a timeshare or something.
Right. A Hobbiton timeshare.
Hey, you don't assimilate?
You can invest in one of the factions, and you can assimilate to the culture, or we throw you in the pit. That'll be it.
I like that.
That's what we're
That's a
gonna do.
good
It's gonna be
prison,
we're gonna keep the open borders. We'll take all the immigrants, but there's gonna be strict rules.
You have to LARP as the faction that you're assigned.
Yeah.
Or else you get
LARPing
thrown
or
in the fire
death.
pit.
And then slowly over time, they will just legitimately become that culture. We can
Through
relax.
sheer force.
We can relax the LARPing laws.
Right. Those would be natural at that point.
Yeah. And it'll be uncomfortable now, but, give it a few decades and you'll have yourself a legit Middle Earth.
And you'll have a big tourist attraction.
It'll be the greatest country in the world.
Yep.
Because you will have some wonderful, gallant kings who will keep you safe with their armies.
And definitely not get irradiated.
Definitely not. I mean, as long as you got sunscreen, you're fine.
I guess that would be the Eye of Sauron or something. The irradiation.
Always under the watchful eye.
A gigantic lens that just absorbs the UV and just directs it somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put it in space. It'll be a new climate change project.
Just satellite in space. Just.
But it won't just protect Middle Earth. We can also use it to redirect at other people.
Yeah. Space lasers.
And we can say, hey, buddy, you want to invade Middle Earth? You can feel the wrath of Sauron burning your eyeballs.
Yeah, this is a good concept.
This is a great
Can you
idea.
put this in
It's a
action?
great idea. Be the greatest country in the world. You just gotta have the balls to do it.
One is you.
Come on, New Zealand. It'll be better than the Ooga Booga dances. I promise.
I think so. Actual.
Be the greatest.
Greatest of all time.
I'd live there. Which state would you want to live in, Micah?
Oh, I don't know all the states.
Well, let's see. You would have Hobbiton.
That would be agricultural, probably.
Yeah, it would be agriculture. Would be Hobbiton's main output.
Gondor would probably be more like a city.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have to probably whatever their New Zealand's capital city is would have to become Gondor.
Rohan would probably be more like a suburb, like a town.
Right. Or like technically a city, but not in like, not a big skyscraper city. More on the average
Yeah.
sense of the word. City is a pretty broad term.
Bree would be your small town.
Yeah. You'd have Bree. You would have Lothlorien. You would have Rivendell. I would live in Rivendell, honestly.
Oh.
I'd be happy just about any of those places.
I think Dracula is after me. What the heck?
Well, I didn't expect you to say that.
Dracula.
Well, this vampire-looking dude just turned into a wolf and started chasing me. So,
Yikes.
I think it's Dracula.
Sounds like Dracula. So, Micah,
It's
what's
kinda
your
gay,
pick?
though.
I'm gonna be with the orcs.
No, there's no orcs in this scenario.
You want to be at what, Minas Tirith?
Minas Tirith
Or no,
is
no.
the...
Or is that no? That's Minas Morgul, right?
Yes, Minas Morgul is where the Nazgul live.
The Nazgul.
Wait, no. I thought that was Minas Tirith.
No, Minas Tirith is the Gondor's city. Where the king lives.
king.
Minas Morgul is where the
I just turned into a
The
bat
Witch
and
King.
started chasing me.
lives.
This is
That's the
Dracula.
Wraith city.
Oh.
They were once men.
They were men once.
Yeah, but so in this scenario, they would not be Nazgul. They would be the great kings of old. So Minas Morgul would be, I don't know, was Minas Morgul part of Gondor, or was that its own thing? I'm gonna Google it. I forget. I'm forgetting my lore.
You remember?
Minas Morgul. Oh, yes. It was a fortress of Gondor. It was called Minas Ithil. That's right. Or Ithil, if you want to say it like that. Oh yes, it protected the capital, Osgiliath. Osgiliath is the city that Faramir was trying to uphold. To no avail, unfortunately.
Can I go with the dwarves?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Feel like I could be a dwarf.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be a good dwarf.
You want
I
to go
love-
to?
I love tools, engineering.
You want to be in Moria,
Yeah, Moria.
or I guess if you
Or
want to be in the orcs, you could
the-
go to Barad-dûr.
Digging up gold.
The what?
Eye of Sauron. That tower
Oh,
I think it's Barad-dûr, right?
yes. Although that would be collapsed in this scenario. So
Oh, right.
he could go to Orthanc.
I guess you could go to Orthanc.
Dude, I need like a roadmap here.
But he could also go for the Lonely Mountain, the halls of Durin. That would be even fancier than Moria.
That would be. Or if you're into more seafood, go to Lake Town.
Who wants to live in Lake Town?
Dude, that's like you said all these fancy names and then you're just Lake Town.
That's Tolkien for you.
That's what it's called.
He literally called it Lake
called
Town.
Lake Town.
That's literally
He has
the
a
name.
town called Bree.
He's like, man,
Like
I don't.
cheese.
He's like, man, I run out of names here.
Lake
so I'm
Town.
Call it Lake
I mean, it's
Town.
realistic.
I mean, fair enough.
Town is in the middle of a lake, not like by a lake. It's like in the middle.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be. I want to be under the mountain, getting
Okay, so you want to be in
Raped by the
Moria or
the dragon
was the
will
other
come
one?
and kill me.
The Lonely Mountain.
the Lonely
I think
Mountain?
it's called
No, it's Lonely Mountain.
What's its-
No, that's Misty Mountains.
Yeah, what's its dwarf name now? Is it just
don't
Halls of Durin, or I
Maybe?
feel like it has a real name, a technical name, I guess, a fancy name. I'm forgetting it. You would be a good dwarf, indeed. That should be your goal in life.
Be a dwarf.
Become dwarf.
Turn to dwarf.
Return to dwarf. Oh, I almost bit it. That was.
Hey, yo.
Oh, I can't fly! Oh!
Is there like an objective in that game, or you just?
No,
flying
I'm
around?
literally just screwing around.
uh,
Crashing is easier than flying, generally.
well, that's good.
I hit a tree and I didn't explode. What am I doing? Oh, nope, I exploded. That was good. All right, well let's move on to our last article. Now that we've established that Micah's a dwarf, very important. This is a good good use of our time. Kevin Francis is an old friend of Peter Cushing, who did many movies with the actor. Peter Cushing, of course, played Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars, and he is the one that they digitally recreated for Rogue One. So Francis is suing Disney for using Cushing's likeness because he claims that there is a document signed by Cushing saying permission must be cleared by Francis. Because Cushing had seen what family estates usually do, and so he thought it would be better handled by a friend. Might be more in his favor. You know, someone who's not going to
Sell out.
benefit monetarily benefit, and is not going to sell out, basically.
That's actually pretty smart.
Right.
Not a complete idiot. Wait, couldn't they technically sue Disney, or, well, specifically Lucasfilm for Episode 3? Because of they had a guy in a mask, pretty much.
Oh yeah, and prosthetics. Yeah, I guess they could.
They could.
It was very brief.
Because it was brief, but undeniably his likeness.
Yeah, true.
I
Intentionally.
think
So.
usually in those contracts, don't they say like you relinquish the right to your likeness in this IP or whatever?
No.
I mean, some contracts, yes, but it's not.
Not universal.
Yeah, not
No.
universal. Because usually you would sign that for certain situations, like action figures and things,
Yeah.
or
So
like
you get the
marketing.
merchandise and money.
But you
Yeah.
usually wouldn't sign off saying, "Hey, you can use my likeness in perpetuity," especially not in 1977.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1977, and his character dies in the first movie. Yeah, you really think he would sign that?
Yeah, there's no way that he signed anything. I don't know why Francis has taken this long to bring it up, but I suppose there was some legal weirdness, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe he just couldn't
Right.
afford to,
Extremely
get the
long time
lawyers to
wait.
do it. So, I mean,
Or maybe he had to find that document.
true, that's what I thought. Because apparently it happened while they were filming a movie in the 90s. And so it was done as part of a contract for a movie, just so that it would be like legally easy to put together. So I imagine it might have just expected, like never expected to have to pull it out. And it was like, oh crap, where is that?
Yeah.
Where's that movie I did almost 30 years ago? Where's the contracts for that? But it must, I'm not saying it's true that he's got the grounds, but he must have at least something concrete, because Disney tried to get the case dismissed from the High Court in England, and they failed.
Oh.
So the court, whatever he's got, the court is considering it substantial.
Ooh.
So who knows what he's got?
Get wrecked, Disney.
Get wrecked. I personally hope it works, not because I feel like Disney would take a huge hit, but just as like a public example. Just to say, okay, Hollywood, don't do this. Don't do this. Because that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're already doing it to some extent. They got, James Earl Jones died recently, and they got the right to use his voice in perpetuity. So, so that they can have AI play Darth Vader for the rest of time. And that's ridiculous. Not only is it, uncanny and morally questionable, but you're taking work from another actor who could be playing Darth Vader. In fact, they have a guy.
Questionable.
They have a guy who played Darth Vader for the show Star Wars Rebels whenever James Earl Jones was unavailable. He did a very good job. Excellent impersonation. And then when the Obi-Wan series came along, and they found that James Earl Jones was, just way too old to do the voice to the extent that he needed to, they decided to recreate it with AI instead of, hiring this actual guy they have waiting in the wings who they've used before. And that was wrong. That was stupid.
It's messed up.
I don't care if the voice is just a little off. Either use the impersonator, or I don't even want to see Darth Vader. I don't care that you were able to whittle, the rights away from a 93-year-old James Earl Jones. I don't care that you participated in elder abuse and got legally clear. It's still wrong. And so obviously that's Disney's policy. Obviously it's what Hollywood's going to do, because it's, cheaper to mocap an unknown actor as a big name who gets butts in seats than it is to hire an, actual expensive actor. And so it's what we call the slippery slope. What we call the slippery slope. How about that? Yeah. And there was another example. It has slipped from my mind, though. There was another example.
There's just like they're doing like everything in CGI now. They're like, oh, we'll just expedite the process of making a movie even more.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do everything in post.
World. Yeah, we'll do everything in post.
I hate
we'll
that.
CGI everything. We'll start making AI voices. It's like, what? I think they've lost.
Like, don't
the
take
plot.
away jobs. Don't take away the humanity of the art. Don't make soulless garbage.
Like it just doesn't like come across well anyway.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. The Flash. That was the other example. the stupid CG Christopher Reeve. And whoever else was in that whole sequence. That's just wrong. Like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to see that. That doesn't get my fuzzies tingling.
Oh.
It may work for stupid people, but it doesn't work for me.
Oh.
But I just, I'm super annoyed with the AI thing in general and how flippant people are with it. Like, my uncle's all for it. Every time I see a Facebook post about AI, it pisses me off.
Yeah, it gets pretty annoying.
Has he not watched Terminator?
He has, and he's a decently smart guy too, but he just does not understand how this will destroy art and then the world. Like,
Even at
he's
probably
just
rooting for Skynet.
like, he posted a thing. He was like, "Oh, they just made this AI that can read anything for you." I'm like, "Okay, so you're trying to kill audiobooks. I hate you. Don't advocate for that. Don't share that link. How dare you? That's somebody's job you're taking away. Somebody who could do it a lot better and with a lot more soul and inspiration. AI can only plagiarize. There's no subconscious thought, no inspiration.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't
It
even work properly.
It can't
so-
plagiarize the way the human mind does. It can only plagiarize literally. In the most direct way. And, I mean, once it can, then you've created Skynet and you've doomed the world. So, maybe restrict that, Just a thought.
Maybe you just don't do that.
Yeah, maybe just don't do that. Maybe restrict that. Stop being a damn fool.
Making the singularity happen. Maybe just don't do that.
Yeah, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe it's not good for anyone. Well, that's all the articles we had. I hope that these lawsuits work and start to affect the world positively.
Maybe.
Because either that or we're doomed to live in James Cameron's world. Which is not what I want.
Wait. No.
Not James Cameron! Wow. I am tweaking. This plane is tweaking.
Weekend.
I flew into a building and it turned out the building was not solid. And I've just flown through the map
What?
into the ground. That's whack. I suppose I should join Jensen now. How close are you, Micah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, what percent? Tell us.
Yeah.
Come on. What is it?
Yeah.
What's it at?
Yeah.
Come on, what's the number?
See about that.
Come on, what is it?
It's a number.
Is it 5%?
Well,
6%?
it said it was going to be like 4 to 5 hours.
Uh-huh.
So I'm playing another game, and
Oh,
it
you gave up.
paused download. So yeah, I gave up.
So what you're telling me is you're gay.
Listen, man, I gotta beat this boss, So like, you know,
You're gonna beat your boss.
I'm gonna beat this boss.
You're gonna beat
Well,
off your
the-
boss.
There's a DLC boss that I have to beat, and then the final boss of Dark Souls 1 that I have not finished yet.
I just don't think that's as important. I don't think you've got your priorities straight here.
I've been procrastinating beating Dark Souls 1 for like 3 years, so
So you could have procrastinated a little longer, is what you're telling me. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, like, it wasn't gonna download, so like I was just like, whatever.
You didn't even try.
It's at 3.6%, man. Is that what you wanted me to say?
Oh,
that what you
3.6. 3.6.
Yeah.
Your internet sucks.
Okay.
It's not bad, but 50 gigabytes.
Not bad?
50 gigabytes is a lot. But he would have been done by now if he wasn't multitasking in games.
It said like 4 hours. So I was like, I can be done by then. So
Bro.
you want me to just sit here? Oh, I've been getting my butt handed to me for 3 hours with this boss.
Guy.
He's so strong.
Oh.
He is.
Really?
His HP is just insane. Oh my gosh. I get flipped around like an omelet.
Ah,
That's what she said. Dead by Daylight, Castlevania. It is a vampire. You know, I think it's funny that they always do that. Because, like, he doesn't have a he doesn't have a castle because he's a vampire. He has a castle because he's a count. You know, they're
What's
not
a
going to make
count?
the story about all them friggin' broke vampires. That would be boring.
oh, they just call it the Dark Lord. Definitely not Dracula.
Isn't Dracula public domain?
I think so.
So they got like super not creative, and they're just like, all right, we're gonna put Dracula in the game.
Okay, he can shapeshift. His ability, one of his abilities, is he can shapeshift into a bat or a wolf. I mean, it's obviously
It's obviously Dracula.
supposed to be Dracula.
Dracula can turn into a wolf.
And he levitates. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, in the original lore. It's not done in a lot of adaptations because, you know, the studio also wants to make money off the Wolfman. But yeah, he's supposed to be able to turn into a wolf.
He's just a shapeshifter.
Right.
He's not even a vampire. He's just like shapeshifter, man.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna join you right away.
Why?
I'm gonna look to see if there's any other articles. I'm gonna scroll Twitter for a little bit. Boobs.
I'm waiting to go into the lobby.
Oh.
Get in the lobby.
I opened Twitter immediately. Boobs. Well, I'm not in the game yet. Fully. It's still trying to do its thing. Someone posted a picture of AOC using jumper cables and said, JD Vance could never. Yeah. I think the guy who grew up in a working class neighborhood, who was a Marine, knows how to use jumper cables. Just a thought.
That's a serious post.
I'm surprised that AOC knows.
It's No way.
Can't believe a man
Must be
posted
parody.
that. Gay as hell. Oh, those Haitian dirt cookie videos are coming back around.
The dirt cookies, dude.
Oh, here's a great tweet. It's an argument between Trump and Harris. It says, Trump, I shouldn't say this, but in Vermilion City, under a truck, there's a little Pokemon. A beautiful Pokemon. The first Pokemon, I think. Harris, not true. Trump, they will move the truck. 3 years they could have moved it. They don't want you to catch the Mew. It's terrible.
When she gets the Mew.
Great tweet. 10 out of 10.
Fantastic.
I have the rarest Pokemon of any presidential elect. The most rarest catches of any president in history. That's what they tell me.
It says you're in menus. I know you're in the game. You're in my lobby.
Yes, I'm still clicking through things though. Hold on. Kamala, she's not very bright.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You ready up?
You ready up, bro? Hold on a second. Okay, bro? Someone posted naked pictures of Batgirl. Come on.
What?
I need to take a little peek, okay?
Yo, man, I do need to get Twitter.
Oh my goodness.
No, you don't.
Totally.
You know who else likes saucy redheads? Me.
Your mom?
Your dad. Oh my goodness. Oh, here's a story from England. A 15-year-old boy in Glasgow, this is Scotland, killed a 70-year-old pensioner just minutes
Ready up.
after he was released for stabbing.
Huh?
So, 15-year-old Muhammad went to jail for stabbing someone,
Muhammad.
and as soon as he was
Oh my God.
released, he ran out and stabbed someone to death.
This man's name is Muhammad.
Literally not even an hour later.
I'm shocked and appalled. I don't know how. Why do you release a
Oh,
person
he didn't even die
who
from the
just-
stab. He died from falling over. Golly.
Why would you release somebody who just tried to stab somebody or successfully stabbed somebody? How's that a good idea?
I don't know. Psychopaths.
Oh, you won't do it again, will you? No, I promise I won't. I swear. Die, Grandpa, die.
Government Mike DeWine of Ohio has deployed state troopers to Springfield due to the Haitian migrant crisis. But it's not true. There's nothing going on there. Ignore the state troopers.
Are you ready, Dad?
Bruh, give me a minute.
Like, we could be loading into a game while you do that.
Someone tweeted, pensioners shouldn't get free bus passes. And someone responded, foreigners shouldn't get benefits. I mean, yeah. My goodness. Our actual elderly citizens shouldn't get benefits? They don't get privileges? But the people on the small boats, they're the real issue here.
They need our support. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Wow. I'm not seeing anything good here.
Jogger left bloodied, dazed, and crying after getting mauled by a gang of otters.
Oh, what?
Not the gay otters.
Apparently, a chick was jogging through Tanjung Aru Recreation Park in Sabah, wherever that is, when she was beset by 8 otters. They got a video of all 8 of these otters running away.
And you see this
This jogger was attacked. What on earth?
breaking news.
Breaking news.
Apparently, the otters broke into the park and they were not supposed to be there. They went into the park to forage for food. Apparently, they're putting up a better fence to keep them out.
It's crazy they just mauled some woman with that.
And now the park managers are required to report it to the police if he sees any otters in the park.
Where's this?
Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia.
The public has been urged to avoid going near the fences or interacting with otters that may migrate into the park. Alright, if we're in Southeast Asia and you see one otter, there's probably more
stay away from them.
Where the hell am I?
Or you're gonna get.
I don't know
mauled
this
by a
map.
gang. Oh!
I heard that.
Oh, this is a new map.
Crap, I didn't equip an item.
Hey, you get an achievement if you fix the generator and escape. If fixing the generator in the theater.
In the theater.
Wow.
Top level. I'm up there.
Well,
The movie theater.
I will find the theater. Oh no! I ran right into the killer. That was so stupid.
Open!
I see the Wiggles still nerfed.
The Wiggles?
Yes, the Wiggles.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know who
Dang it.
else likes to wiggle?
My mom.
Whoa.
Dang it. He got me.
Dude, no one's even close to me. I'm gonna try to escape. Well, that was a terrible decision. Micah, I have a question for you. Does race make you angry?
Race.
Yeah, just race. Does it make you angry?
What do you mean by that?
I don't even know.
Like different races make me angry, or the fact that we, as humans,
I have no
different
idea. That's why I'm
races?
asking.
Anyone gonna pay me?
It was something that Davis said at men's group.
Of course you did.
Do we seriously need to like discuss this on stream?
We probably shouldn't.
That's a very good question to ask.
But
Just racially
I
speaking.
was very, very confused by what he
I
meant
just- there's-
exactly.
Right. There's no context to what he means by that.
Oh, dang.
Ah!
I mean, I think racial differences are cool because there's more variety of human, and also
Nice.
that can be advantages in some areas of life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have hate for any race. I think we're all have inherent human value. Now cultural norms and ethnicities are a different issue. Because most are bad. Some are decent. And some are the best. Culturally speaking, right?
But culture's got nothing to
So-
do with race.
Well, it goes hand to hand. It's not a one-to-one, but it's definitely tends to stick together. So
Yeah,
a
It
racial
does.
group tends to have the same shared culture because that's just how genetics work. So
Alright, I'm going
Yeah.
to bed.
yeah.
I am
No
eating
hate in my
soup.
heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the differences too, you know? Hobbits and elves and dwarves.
Yeah,
But
fantasy races. Those are the best.
sometimes there's orcs.
It's true. The orcs, they make the freaking dirt patties and stuff, you know.
And that's
How it
not
goes
racist
sometimes.
to say, it's just a fact of life. There are orcs.
You can civilize some orcs, you know, and just
You know, I think I recall
Relate-
someone trying to make an argument about orcs, and everybody hates them for it. Just saying.
Yeah. Although orcs in the context of real life are not a race, they're more like, you know, because they're
attitude.
they're representative of pure evil, so it's
Yeah.
more of a
I thought
an organized cabal of people, or more of a type of person.
Yeah, I've always thought like orcs are kind of just like
Well,
not evil but like primal,
well, they're
like more
what's the word
What
I'm
are they
looking
called?
for? They're corrupted elves
oh
that have
yeah.
been corrupted through
Well.
many generations and become this thing. So technically, neither
that's
orc
true.
or goblin is a race. They're more of a
Degeneration.
yeah. They're more of a subgroup that is been genetically affected by evil.
All right. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, well, I think
I'm
that's
going to-
all the
I'm
time
going.
we have for today. We've talked about the orc lore. Although we didn't mention the Urukai,
We made
which
it.
are, you know, mud people.
Mmm. Mud people.
If you made it through the whole video, comment spit roast cat.
No.
Yeah.
No, not the spit
Talk
roast
about
cat.
which way that you would skin a cat.
If you were to spit roast a cat, how would you season it?
Ah,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
And then tell me what mental institute you're about to check yourself into.
No.
And tell us which future New Zealand state of Middle Earth that you would join. That would be
Yes.
fun.
Pretty cool.
Tell us which race you would like to be, and tell us who the real orcs are in this story.
Oh no, bro.
Oh no, bro.
No.
Nice.
Thanks for listening.
I'm always watching.
I'm gonna come.
Always.